What's going on? Welcome back. Ryan here. In this video, we are talking about what does it mean to be a professional trader. Now, I'm sure this is going to be a delicate topic for some people, depending on your level of knowledge on the business side of trading. Remember, these markets are a business. The business of trading securities and investments. There's a lot of bad information out there. There are a lot of bad actors. And in this video, I am going to blow it all open for you. In this section, really, right? I'm going to blow it all open for you and give you the truth from my experiences, from my mentors, from doing this now for over 20 years and on my path, on my journey. Okay, so again, what is a professional trader? Well, let's think about what people are used to seeing on social media, right? There's a lot of people who call themselves professional traders, and while it's true in a sense, in another sense, it's not true, right? So let's think about a lot of these characters. And again, I want to frame this in a sense that I'm not putting people down. I'm not pointing people out. I'm just sharing my knowledge of what I know and what I see that's good, what I see that's bad, but disclosing to you the truth of what it means to be a professional in these industries. So if you're trading your own money, you're a self-employed trader. You're not really an institutional or professional trader because you're not managing other people's money. Okay? Now, this is such an important distinction to make because when you go on Facebook, when you go on YouTube, when you go on Instagram, you see all these young kids showing their trades, showing all the money they make. And it's really important to understand that while they may be successful, while they may be giving you value, it's important to understand that their results may or may not be true. And you have to understand the difference between a professional trader with an institutional track record that has been signed off by the NFA with disclosure documents and verified versus people showing you account values on Instagram where people have no licenses, right? They're not under the scrutiny of these regulating bodies. And it's really important to know this so you don't get caught up with bad actors selling you on their stuff and leading you down a path that you may or may not want to be on, right? So understand, right, if someone's trading their own money and they're running a Discord channel, right, they're showing you these results. They're trying to get you into this Discord channel, right, to be a part of their crew, to take part of their group trading. And while that can be very useful and you can learn a lot, that is not going to take you to the place where you're going to be a verified, sophisticated institutional investor that is managing hundreds of millions, if not billions of assets. Okay. And the reason why I started the daily option is not to create a Discord channel and to give you trades, but to actually give you the tools so that you can become licensed and you can go out there and take your high-level trading skills as far as you want to go. Okay, so it's really important. This is such an important thing to understand. And the more you trade, the more experienced you become, the easier it's going to be to spot these actors who may or may not be successful. I'm not saying that being a self-employed trader and trading your own money is a bad thing. I'm not saying that you're not going to go through that stage. What I am saying, though, is if you want to rise to a level of being an elite money manager, you have to understand the business aspect of trading and what tools and licenses are out there for you as a trader to use to structure programs, to create professional trading programs where you can raise unlimited capital for your trading program, right? Now, again, nothing in these videos is trading advice, right? I've been so adamant about telling you this is not trading advice. This is for education only. And the reason why I'm doing that and the reason why everybody else does that is because when you're actually advising somebody on finances or trading, you have to have licenses, right? You have to have licenses and you have to understand what that means when you're dealing with clients, right? So I created the daily option as an institutional educational platform specifically for educating people on options trading, but more specifically to help you get licensed. Now, I have worked with my mentor who taught me all this and who helped me study and pass my Series 3, which is the National Futures Association exam for commodity brokers, right? I also have passed my Series 30, which is the branch manager examination. Both of these are administered through FINRA. And notice the difference that I'm not here trying to sell you on a product. I'm not here offering my services to trade for you. I'm not authorizing discretion or advising you on what trades to take, right? That happens in a special environment where those advertisements or those type of things are specifically looked at by these governing bodies and monitored so people don't defraud you, right? Fraud you out of your hard-earned money. And you're going to see that most of the Forex traders or anybody on Instagram or any social media that is offering to trade your account for you, is offering you guaranteed results, right? That's all bullshit, right? Because you cannot trade on behalf of somebody else without either having a license or either understanding special exemptions where you're allowed to do that, right? And furthermore, especially with the Forex, when people start trying to guarantee you results, that is a huge red flag that you should run. You should run because any institutional program that has a verified track record, in that track record, in those disclosure documents, they specifically say with specific wordage, which is the same type of wordage I used in my disclosure document in the beginning of this program, that basically tells you there's no guarantees and that you can lose all of your money and more by being part of these trading programs where you have professional traders having discretion over your account and actually trading for you. And a lot of people out in the world, they don't understand this. They're not even really aware of really how this works. And it's not until you become a more seasoned investor, a more seasoned option trader, that you then really start to look at the business and how this works and what goes into operating one of these businesses as a professional or as an institutional trader. So a couple things I just want to show you real quick. Here we have the website for the SEC, right? This is a very important website. I highly suggest that you go through the SEC website, look up as much as you can, read rules and regulations, look at filings on companies, look up brokers and dealers and all that stuff. SEC, very important, right? Another website is the Federal Trade Commission, right? If you are running any type of business online and you are telling people about results that people are getting with your program or whatever it is that you're doing, and you're only giving people insight to the people that do well, and you're not offering perspectives where people have joined your program and they have not seen the results that other people have, well, then your public thing that you're showing to people is biased, and the Federal Trade Commission most definitely can come after you for fraudulent activity with the way that you're engaging in the public. And on Facebook, on Instagram, this is a huge thing because a lot of these people, what they're doing, they're violations, right? And just because they haven't been caught or they're not in trouble now does not mean that they are exempt from prosecution for showing people things that aren't necessarily true. This is super important, right? And this is the reason why I'm sharing this with you, right? Because I have nothing to hide. I am helping you to see the insights that I have gained, which has, brought me on my trading journey of actually studying and passing some of these exams and showing you what the real deal is of being a professional trader and knowing the difference between being a self-employed trader, right? Trading your own money versus offering discretion, having trading programs, and being able to raise unlimited capital. Okay, so the next website, super important, is the National Futures Association. This website is where all the most powerful money managers and people who are operating as professionals in a certain area of the commodities world, right? Anything that has to do with like commodities, futures, options on futures, forex, swap dealers, brokers, they're all members of the NFA. And in a couple of the sections to follow, we're actually going to come in here and we're going to look stuff up, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Okay, so again, another really important website is the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, right? The CFTC delegates services to the NFA, right? The NFA is kind of a self-regulated association. Really important, though, to come into these websites, read about them, see what they are, look at all of the rules, look at all of the different information they have, and educate yourself on the business side of trading, right? Because remember, you could be investing now, you could be trading now, and remember, your trades are being cleared at a broker where you're holding an account. And it's very important for you as a trader, as an investor, to understand what that business relationship is, understand what you can and cannot do, understand what you have available to you as a trader and as an investor should you want to take your trading to the next level and really become a seasoned professional, right? Now, a lot of people might argue against becoming licensed, right? Because there's a lot of oversight, right? This is one of the most heavily oversighted industries in the world, and a lot of people, from the sentiment that I gather, from 2008, from all of the known fraud and insider trading and shady things that have happened, people I know are going to say, hey, Ryan, why would anybody want to be a part of this if there's all this fraud and corruption and potential things that people don't like, and maybe the sentiment of retail traders are they're not for it. But remember, if you're unhappy with something in the world, if you think changes need to be made, then the best way to make those changes is to then become part of that system and then make the changes from the inside out by creating your own structures, your own professional entities, right? Being part of that system and making that change that you want to see yourself. Okay, this is very important. This is the whole reason why I'm doing this, is because I can see that there are things that need to change, and I know that the only way for this to happen is to find and educate bright people from all walks of life who want to make trading their profession. Okay, so not only am I giving you the skills needed to make money yourself with your own account, but I am giving you the secrets to the whole game that you can go out and take your trading career as far as you want to go. Okay, so again, we have this website, FINRA, right? FINRA administers a lot of the qualification exams, and we're going to get into that in these next videos. But just quickly, understand the difference between self-employed traders trading their own money, having an education business to go along with that, maybe having a Discord channel. Understand the difference between the results that they show you that may or may not be true versus actual top hedge funds and commodity trading advisors that are institutional investors that have institutional track records that have been verified by governing bodies. I think that this is one of the most important things that I learned, and just to show you how convoluted this information is, I had been trading for over 10 years and investing before I even understood the way this industry really works. Okay, so I know how much value this has given me. I know how important and how rewarding it was for me to study and pass my Series 3, to study and pass my Series 30, and how validating that was as a trader, as someone who loves options in this industry. Just how important that was for me to not only understand the way this business works, but to then actually be able to pass those tests and actually have those credentials because of what they allow you to do, right? These credentials can offer you unparalleled power and leverage when it comes to operating as a professional in the world of trading and options and securities and commodities and any of that stuff. So a website that I really like is Ottoman Gold. And you can come into Ottoman Gold and you can look at some of these top CTA rankings, right, where they show you their returns. And then you can go in and you can actually you could create a free account, and you could look at some of the top CTAs in the world, commodity trading advisors, professional traders that are raising capital for their programs to then trade, right? So just one more thing to add, right, is if you're a trader, if you want to be a professional trader, if you want to manage your own money, manage other people's money, maybe even have a hedge fund or a CTA, CPO, whatever it is, understand that your goal should be to win Barkley Hedge Awards, right? If you're a trader and you are striving to be the best, then this is the playground that you're going to need to play in to be considered somebody of importance in this industry, right? So these Barkley Hedge Awards are diverse, right? If we come into, for instance, hedge fund monthly performance awards, right? They have all of these years here. We can come in and just look at the different categories of these winners, right? Convertible arbitrage, emerging markets, equity, event driven, fixed income, funds of funds, macro, merger arbitrage, right? In the hedge fund world, which we're going to talk about a little bit, there's a lot of different awards that are given for very specific strategies, right? So going back to self-employed options traders who have Discord channels and maybe they're teaching the education, it's important to understand that for you to play on this field, in this sandbox with these elite money managers and traders, the strategies and the assets that you're choosing to trade as a self-employed trader are going to drastically change when you create a structure, and you're going to be very specific with your strategy and the capital you're raising for that strategy, because just look at the diversity of each of these categories and the winners, right, in each of these categories, right? Again, when we come back to the CTA monthly performance, again, we can come in here and we can see the different categories here as well, right? Agricultural traders, cryptocurrency managing more than 1 million, CTAs managing less than 10 million, CTAs managing more than 10 million, currency traders, discretionary traders, diversified traders, financial metal traders, multi-advisor managing more than 1 million, option strategies managing more than 1 million, right? There's all of these different places that you can carve out your niche if you understand trading, you understand the business aspect, and then you're able to position yourself in a place to raise unlimited capital. This is how the institutions do it. This is how the big banks do it. This is how all of the largest hedge fund managers that you hear or talk about, they are all operating in this space because they know to raise unlimited capital, you need to have a fund structure, and most definitely you need to be licensed in some way, shape, or form. And I have a webinar that I put together that specifically talks about this for my Series 3 mentorship program, which is my elite program where I take traders and investors who want to pursue this and I help you get licensed, because I have already gone through the process and I already have my licenses. So I hope you see the value in what I'm teaching you. I hope you see the value in the way that I'm framing this for you. And I'm not framing this coming from a place where I am just making things up or I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I have an institutional trading mentor who has been working with me now over 3 years to help me do exactly what I'm now helping you to do. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I know for my own business and my own aspirations of being a money manager, being a trader, that I need in-house education to not only find the brightest salespeople, the brightest quantitative analysis quants to come that want to break into this hedge fund space, and for other great traders, whether they be systematic or discretionary, diversified, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, I know that I can help you reach your goal because I've already gone through all of these experiences that have brought me to a place where I really know how this game is played. And while I haven't achieved all of my goals yet, be assured I am somebody who I'm not afraid to fail, right? I like to fail fast and hard. And that gives me an advantage because number one, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, right? I'm actually coming from a place where I have experience. I've gone through my failures. I've been tested, and I have licenses to actually show my credibility when talking about these things, right? So again, understand the difference between self-employed traders managing their own money with no licenses, right? Versus professional traders with licenses where they have lots of disclosure documents and processes that allow them to create these structures where they then can raise unlimited capital. Okay, so I really hope that you're going to go out and look this up, right? Go to the SEC, go to the Federal Trade Commission, look up the NFA, look up the CFTC, look up FINRA, learn as much as you can, right? Because you could come to me and you could say, hey, Ryan, I love what you're doing. I believe in it. I want to get my licenses. Can you help me? The answer is 100% yes. I can take you from being a novice to actually passing these tests. Okay. I have no doubt about that. But what's more important is that even if you don't want to work with me, I am telling you this great information because I have nothing to hide and because I want to see you succeed, right? So if you want to pursue these things on your own, you have your own way that you want to do it, you have your own process, and you think you can do it by yourself, well, now you know how it works. Now you know about some of these insights, and I highly advise that you cross-check what I say, you go look these things up, and you let me know what you think, right? If you think that this is stupid, please reach out and tell me. Otherwise, reach out and tell me you love it. Again, I love to hear from my clients and students and anybody who is interested in taking their trading to the next level. Because remember, there's a difference between just trading your own money, right? Which is a good thing. You want to be able to manage your finances. You want to be able to trade your own money. You want to be able to help your friends and family. But if you develop these high-level skills and if you become a great trader, then there's no reason why you wouldn't want to go raise unlimited capital, which brings me to my final point. Anytime that I'm in the world and I'm listening to people about investments, whether it's options or futures or stocks or commodities or Forex or real estate, whatever it is, when someone starts to talk about their results, to me, in my mind, I think to myself, well, if your results are that great and you're trying to base your whole business off of your results and you're claiming to be this great trader because you're showing all these people your results, then why aren't you trading other people's money? And I think it's a very important point to make because you as an investor, as a trader, someone who wants to be financially literate, you should be asking yourselves these questions too. Because remember, there's a lot of bad actors saying a lot of things. And remember, there are licenses and there are disclosure documents and there are appropriate ways to do this, specifically because there are so many people out there that are full of shit. Okay, so again, my point is not to put people down. I think anybody who is trying to encourage you to invest and to trade, I think it's a good thing. Just know that there are bad actors and that the whole point of this is to empower you, to give you confidence, to give you all of the tools you need to not only trade money for yourself, but if and when you want to rise to that next level and to become a licensed professional where you then can create structures to raise unlimited amounts of capital. Okay, so again, I hope you're finding this interesting. I hope this is giving you insight. If you have any questions, reach out to me, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.